We're going to look at a classic Pilates move here, the bridge move. This is a rolling through the spine move. And I'm going to show you several different ways to do it and a few little progressions that we can do as well. So find yourself in your A-frame position, knees bent at 90 degrees, knees in line with hips, toes in line with knees, shoulders back and down, fingers pulled towards your heels, and your belly in neutral here, chin tucked in. We're going to start off with a gluteal bridge. This is a straight backed bridge where you drive through the buttocks to lift the hips up high. So inhale to prepare and exhale to raise. We can inhale to lower here, keeping the back quite straight, and exhale to raise. This is using the power of these big heavy buttock muscles to be able to lift the hips up. And it doesn't require much flexibility, but it's a really good bottom and thigh strengthener, and it can be done by almost everyone. Now we're going to look at a slightly more intricate move, a rolling bridge here. So in order to create a rolling bridge, we want to go from our neutral spine into a pelvic tilt. From the pelvic tilt, we can keep on rolling, lifting the tailbone from the floor, working sequentially through the vertebrae until you have this lovely straight line from the shoulders to the knees. We inhale here and we exhale to ripple back down again. So it's a very much slower move, keeping the bottom tucked in so you could return the lumbar spine vertebra by vertebra. Inhale here, exhale to complete that tilt before you roll up. Pause and inhale at the top of the move and exhale to roll back down again. Now with this roll, we're still using the buttock muscles to create the drive and the lift, but we've added in lots of stomach muscles, rectus abdominis in particular, to create the ripple and control the movement through the spine here. So you can use this muscle to drive you back down bit by bit. And at the same time, these fantastic muscles running down the back of our spine are all having to work and stretch to create this lovely movement. Okay, so I'm going to show you a variation on this one. This is a wide-legged bridge. We're going to take our feet out, so they're about 1.5 times shoulder width apart, or just about the outside edge of the mat. And we want to turn the toes and the knees out slightly, because then we have the hips in line with the knees in line with the toes. So the knee is tracking over the second and third toe of each foot. And we're going to hold it here while we come back into our rolling bridge. So we inhale to prepare, exhale to come into that pelvic tilt and roll up. Much more work on the abductor muscles, so the muscles at the outside of the bottom here. Inhale at the top and exhale to roll back down again. It's much harder to get that feeling of roll. I felt my knee was starting to come in here, so that tells me I've got to do a little bit more work on that muscle on the outside of my thigh to make sure it stays strong. You exhale to roll back down again. So this is challenging the muscles on the outside of the thighs, also the flexibility in the inside of the thighs, and your general coordination with a slightly different way to be doing these moves. So we'll do 2 more from here. Rolling up with those legs wide. Inhale at the top and exhale to roll back down. And the last one here. Keeping those toes on the floor all the time, so the weight is staying forward through the whole foot. Let's bring the leg back in now. We're going to try a bit of a figure of 8 while we come up. So a figure of 8 or an infinity move would be anything where you're rolling round the hips as they are moving. So we're going to try and roll round the hips in this figure of 8 move to come up into our bridge. So we'll start with this hip here. We're going to roll it up and across and back down again. We'll try and do it the other way, rolling up and across and back down. Keep going, just trying to step your way up and back down and roll again. Just trying to step your way up into the bridge and back down. trying to just create a little bit more movement through the back as you raise up. The very last one that we're going to do is a basic bridge, and then we're going to play around once we're in that bridge position. So we inhale to prepare, exhale to roll into your bridge, hold it here, and now we're going to lift one heel from the floor and lower, and lift the other heel from the floor. Are you even through the hips here? Can you keep the hips nice and still while you raise the heel up? Can you feel how the backs of the thighs and the bottom have to work a little bit harder here? Make sure that spine stays lengthened. We're just getting a bit of an increase in the flexibility of the fronts of the thighs. And make sure those knees stay shooting away from the hips, but in line with the hips all the time. We'll do one more to each side. And now you can control that roll down here. And hug the knees in towards the chest to ease off.